Hello, how you doing? Welcome aboard, Snacks. How
I'm
you
alright.
doing?
May I please have a water?
Hey Matt, hey Guy, welcome to the stream. How you guys doing so far tonight?
Gotta check what I'm doing for dinner. Ouch.
All right, I'm watching the end of the Heat Knicks game.
Oof.
Lowry with the offensive rebound. He's playing a little bit better, I guess. Colton Wong's been really good the last week, though. Like, legitimately, he's been slashing close to 1,000. Like, he's actually found his rhythm. It now my concern with him is defense more than batting, honestly, and that's a step in the right direction at least. All right. So the guy who cuts my hair was on vacation this week, and I normally would have gotten a haircut from him. This is probably the longest my hair has been in quite some time.
Interesting.
I'm not thrilled about it.
Why not?
I don't like it when my hair is long.
Long hair crew 5 ever.
Is your hair long? I didn't know that it was.
Yes.
Hmm.
My hair is quite longer than many women's hair is.
You have it in a man bun?
No. That's gay. Whoa, he fucking wrecked me. I'm out of here, folks.
Anyway, how's the? I guess it's still probably updating, but how's the Xbox treating you?
It's doing nice. I'm going games for gold first. Playing some other stuff because those are faster. Because I mean, actual Series X games are like 120 some gigs, and I gotta
Yeah.
download that whole fucking thing. So I'm like, yeah, I'd much rather play a 20 gigabyte Xbox
Yeah.
One game instead. That's
Yeah. Anyway, I think we should be able to finish both maps tonight pretty easily, and then starting going forward, we can try Evil Dead. I still have it installed.
yeah. Go ahead and give it a try whenever you can, just to
Yeah,
see if you got the
I'll,
same issue that I do.
I'll do it tomorrow during the day. Oh, bam! Knocks down. That might be the nut puncher. Right.
All right, let's see here.
Overall, I think so, right, guy. But the last week or so, he's actually been playing really well at the plate. I knew he was always going to get better. The question is, does he get better by enough?
Yeah, them boys are just chucking right now, and by them boys I mean the Knicks. So the actual physical copies of games I got now this is something I think is real interesting, and I actually really like it. Is that what Microsoft did? Is they tied your games to your account. What does this mean? I have a library of games that I had on my Xbox One that I had physical copies of the games. Because my account is tied to the purchase of that game, it registers that I had that. So what this means is I can download the game. I don't even need to go find the physical copy. I can just download it straight from their servers because it's essentially the Xbox version of a Steam account.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So what's even funnier, I'll send you a picture, but when you have a physical copy of a Series X game, it genuinely the actual way that they tell you that it's a Series X game looks so jank. It seriously looks like some shit that a rental store would have done 20 or 30 years ago. It's pretty funny. But I got physical copy of the Resident Evil 4 remake, the Dead Space remake, and NBA 2K23. Wanted to get a physical copy of the Evil Dead game, but they didn't have it, so I was like, whatever, I'll just download it.
That's kind of. I'm surprised you got 2K. I thought you had given up on that franchise.
I haven't played since 2K19, and I
Who
was like,
have thought?
I just want to see, because with all the stuff happening in the postseason, it's getting talked about. I've got the basketball itch now, so.
Mhm. This first map should be done quickly, by the way. It's just a food truck.
Here's hoping. But I'm not going to get started until this game's over, because there's only a minute left anyway.
Okay.
But it's close enough that a minute could still completely change things. If there's a dagger that comes down, like let's say there's yet another Knicks brick, Jimmy recovers and then drills a three with like 30 seconds left, okay, it's over. But it's a 7-point game right now with a minute and 11 seconds left. This could easily uh,
Yeah, I'm
end
keeping
up
an
going
eye
a
on it
different way.
too.
Man, it sucked so much ass. I had 3 full quarters of that game on that YouTube account I was watching it from, and as soon as the fourth quarter started, they got banned. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. There's this one YouTube channel that has a bunch of long running TV shows uploaded to it in 3 minute increments, and every video title looks like a Bitcoin wallet address. So you just kind of watch things in a completely random, nonsensical order, just like 3 minutes at a time. And it is stupid, but most of those videos have like a million views, and they've been up for 13 years, and nobody's taking them down. So they figured out a way to bypass the system.
They figured out the secret.
One guy in the comments theorized that all of the video titles were actually Bitcoin wallet addresses, and the whole thing was like a front for money laundering somehow.
That's hilarious. Big if true.
Oh wow, the Heat have the ball too. Okay.
Alright. Tremendous.
Wow.
Nice. So
The
yeah,
Knicks can't get a rebound to save their
uh,
life.
I personally, yeah, I personally feel like if the possession ends with Bam taking a jumper, it doesn't matter that he's gotten a lot better hitting those mid-rangers. I feel like if that's how the possession ends, it was a failed possession. I don't,
It was not
I'm
a
not
very
a
good
fan.
possession. I saw it. Yeah. I did not like
Okay,
that
so
possession.
with 8, it's an 8-point game, soon to be a 9-point game because I doubt Lowry misses the second free throw. But a 9-point game with 46 seconds left. Pretty
Yeah.
close, but almost done. What the hell?
Wonder if Jessica Alba will be at Game 5.
What the hell? Ugh.
When Jessica Alba goes to a Knicks game, does she have a sign around her that says, like, warning, first 10 rows may get herpes?
You're in the splash zone. Jesus Christ. Based. Here's hoping, dude. Yeah.
All right, Nick shooting some free
There we
throws.
go. Yeah. Now Lowry hits the second free throw, and a lot of time getting wasted. 9-point game, 7-point game, or 8 point. I mean,
Yeah, right, guy. Me and Snacks' mutual friend is a Blackhawks fan, and he was so mad when they won the last game of the year to move them from first to fifth in the draft odds, and then they won the draft lotto anyway.
oh dude. Yeah. That's why I gotta say, I really personally don't like the idea of a draft lottery, because they sit there and they pull this horse shit about well, having the draft lottery discourages tanking. Teams still tank. All it really does is punish bad teams for being bad and reward good teams for being bad.
Yeah. Okay, Jimmy Butler gets fouled, going to the line with 30 seconds left.
Because, if you're a good team, and this has happened a number of times in the past, if you're a good team but you end up in the lottery, there's a chance you'll actually move up. There
Hmm.
should be, if you're not one of the worst 5 teams, you straight up, you shouldn't be allowed to even qualify for winning the lottery. The lottery should only be like the worst 5 teams could potentially change their position around. The way it is now is absolutely fucked. The idea that a team could miss the playoffs but be an extremely good team that just had bad luck or something happened and then they end up getting a really high draft pick is just total bullshit. And the idea that a team can be consistently bad for a long period of time but then also have consistently bad luck to where they don't end up with the first pick even though they have the worst record year after year, it's just bullshit.
Yeah, also, a draft lottery makes it easier to rig.
That too, which is the major problem. Who won the very first draft lottery? The New York Knicks to take Patrick Ewing.
The New York Pants.
If they renamed that team now, it'd be the New York G-Strings. They sure know every dive in town. Okay, so Knicks call a timeout. It's an 8-point game with 10 seconds left. This one's over.
Yep.
All good.
Not even Reggie Miller could save him now.
There's just no fucking way. Oh, God.
You know who could save them now? David
You get...
Lee. He can score 2 points in .1 seconds.
Oh, okay. See, my guess was going to be Frank Stallone.
Yeah. Or I guess Tracy
Okay.
McGrady could do it.
All right, I'm in now.
All
Let's
right.
rock.
I see ya.
I love the 3-pronged nozzle. It's just so easy.
Yeah.
So after this, once we complete both maps, I assume you just jump on whatever the hell you wanted to do.
Yeah, but the last map looks a little bigger, so that could take a little bit. But basically, that's probably for the best. Um, Probably just do Elden Ring for a couple days until Zelda comes out.
Sounds good. See, it was actually pretty funny. I purchased this from GameStop, and I asked because I went first. As much as people may make fun of me, I've been loyal to Walmart for making my video game purchases for almost 15 years now because I don't like GameStop. And Walmart's come through for me, but when I went to Walmart, they didn't have any consoles for sale there at all. I said, fuck it, whatever. So I went to GameStop. They had everything. They even had PS5s.
What? Why would Walmart not have anything? That doesn't make sense. Are they like, does it get stolen so much they're just like, fuck it, we're not going to carry it?
They keep them locked up behind a cage. I think it's because they're waiting to receive shipments, and they sold a lot recently. Um, I guess.
Okay.
But it was really funny to me. This is the whole reason I'm bringing it up. Is first of all, it's the first time that I've encountered a store had PS5s, and the second thing is that I was set on purchasing an Xbox. I wanted to get that because of the Games with Gold thing, and this fucking guy, he was actually trying to convince me to buy a PS5.
Huh.
So I asked him straight up. I was all like, I know what I want and I know what I came here for. I know that as a salesman, you've got to push certain products. Why do you want me to buy a PS5? And he didn't say why, but I figured out why. Is because when I asked to see the console options, he said, as far as the Series X goes, we only have one console available for you right now. And then there were all sorts of different fucking options available for the PS5, different bundles and all kinds of shit there. So I'm like, oh, you're overstocked. The Series X is selling here, and the PS5 isn't. That's pretty funny. He's just trying to move this product.
Yeah. I remember going into GameStop and asking about Horizon Forbidden West. This was, of course, before I got it on Best Buy. And like I asked, do you have any copies of it? And they said, yeah. But and then the salesman said, like, okay, if you want to be really awesome, you can finally take that $200 collector edition off our hands. And he pointed up
Yeah,
at like the
seriously.
rafters. It was like this gigantic box, Horizon Forbidden West, and it had like a figurine of Aloy and like a whole bunch of other collectibles. And it's like, no, there's a reason why you haven't been able to move that.
Yes.
No one likes Aloy.
Like, look, I may have been born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Yeah. I'm not
What
nearly
am I
enough of a
saying? I
consumer.
came here to consume product.
Yeah, I mean, GameStop does sell a lot of amiibos. I can certainly consume product there if I want to.
Yeah, the one I was at, they had a shitload of wrestling action figures. I was like, why?
You mean like Roman
I,
Reigns and shit like that?
yes,
Okay.
yes, professional wrestlers.
Okay.
Also, this was really shocking to me. When I was in Walmart, I went shopping in the beer section, and Walmart's beer is so insanely cheap that I can get two 12 packs for the price of one at the place I've been buying my cheapest alcohol already,
How
which is
long
already.
how long does beer last before it expires?
If you refrigerate it, it will last months upon months. Usually, when we get a fresh delivery, the expiration date from when we receive it is almost a year.
Well, then I think you know what you must do.
Fuck up.
Yeah, buy a couple dozen 12 packs. I'm kidding, by
I
the way, of
mean,
course. That would be a bad, terrible
yeah,
idea.
I was about to say I'm all like, if I legitimately did that, my dad would just take that as a challenge and fucking like
Yeah.
down most of them.
And you probably wouldn't be able to control yourself and you'd end up drinking way more than you needed to or should.
I mean, I thought I had a good idea, which is buy one 18 pack every payday, so then I have one beer a day, and then by the time I get to the next payday, I can get another one, and then that means I have four left over for my dad to be able to share. What ends up happening instead is he sees there's 18 beers in the fridge and he goes, "Fuck yeah!" and then he drinks like eight in one day, and I'm like, dude, fuck.
I know
It's
you're
not.
old, but that doesn't mean you have to welcome
This
death.
was this wasn't part of the plan.
All right, so the Heat go up 3-1.
I think it's funny how even though I thought before any of these series have started, I thought a number of teams would have an easier time putting their opponent away than Miami would. Initially, I thought the Knicks were going to win because I thought we spent our life force just to take out the Bucks or something. But actually ends up being that all these series are going to be close except for Heat Knicks, and the Knicks are just going to get fucking axed.
Well, you know, when you think about it, we should have seen this coming, right? Because Thibodeau always exhausts his team in the regular season and then has nothing left for the playoffs.
Yeah, and Thibodeau's been trying to beat Miami for 12 years, dude. Like, ugh. I feel like Thibodeau has a worse record against Miami in the playoffs than James Harden in a playoff series where the opposing city has really good strip clubs.
It's not good. Like that Bulls team that got gentlemen swept by the Heat in 2011. That
I
Bulls
was
team
like, yeah,
was
you had to be more specific because that happened twice.
yeah, that team was good. That team was super deep. Almost everybody was an elite defender, and they just lost four in a row. I always felt like, okay, maybe Miami's supposed to win that series, but that was the year where Miami was like they didn't really know what they were doing with their rotations. Like they had Mike Bibby playing in like half the game in some games, and then he'd get benched for other games. You had like Eddie House getting big minutes. It was like kind of a messy team, and the Bulls just got whipped. And I always thought like that's not a very good that's not a good sign for
I,
Thibodeau as a head coach.
and that's the thing is like I'm not gonna put that on Tibbs. However, what I will put that down to being is that Miami that year in particularly, Miami just out talented the Bulls. Like I feel almost like that out talent situation kind of set the tone for a lot of different franchises because they try that shit all the time still now. And it's really not as successful as people thought. Because even though Miami made it to the finals that year, they fucking lost.
Hmm.
What was the difference maker in 2012? Yes, LeBron stepped it up, but also they added Shane Battier to the roster, who was fucking incredible for this team.
Yeah.
What they do in 2013, they added Ray Allen to the roster, and even then, they still weren't. They still hadn't taken that last fucking step they needed. Once they got Chris Anderson, they went on a fucking 27 game winning streak.
Hmm. Right. Yeah, I'm looking at the 2012 Heat. Yeah. Was that the first year Mike Miller was there, or was he there the year before?
Was there the year before. We
Okay.
actually had two Millers that year. We had Mike Miller and Brad Miller.
Oh yeah, Brad Miller, the Kings guy. I remember him. Mike Miller was actually pretty awesome.
Yes.
He was the
He
guy who hit the
was
three with no shoes on, or
yes,
one shoe on.
he was huge when we needed him to be, but he also made some mistakes here and there. But even though he was huge for us when we needed him, he asked for way too much fucking money, and we said that we can't. Like, not if we want to keep being competitive. So he didn't get paid, so he went off to Memphis. And I remember when LeBron went back to Cleveland, Happy was all like, "This is because this is because Mickey Arison didn't pay Mike Miller. You know, this is what happens when you cheap out." And I'm like, "Okay, um, you're retarded, but okay." Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it worked out for Cleveland because they got a ring, but considering the horrendous fucking state that LeBron left them in, it's sitting there like, okay, what's your cope now? Like,
Somebody in the chat just asked how many times has Miami been in the finals? One, two, three, four, five, six? I think it's six.
11, 12, 13, 14, and the COVID
2020,
year.
06. I think it's
I was,
six.
yeah, should have been 7. That Pistons series still pisses me off. Actually, should have been 8.
Yeah, Wade broke
Got the
his Wade like got hurt right at the end of that series, I remember.
God, one we got, goddamn fucking. Uh, Son of
Oh,
a
you're talking
bitch.
about last year against Boston. Yeah, that one too.
Yeah. There have been a lot of situations where like we would have fucking made it if it hadn't been for some ridiculous bullshit happening.
Mhm.
But, you know, that's what it is.
It's been a pretty shockingly successful franchise considering they haven't been around super long. Like they got up there
Yeah, I'm
quickly.
sure folks have. Yeah.
Like the Houston Texans still haven't played in an AFC title game, and they've
Right.
been around since for over 20 years. The Heat have been around for like what, 30?
35.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have been noticing this, but there is a 35 on Miami's court all season long, representing the 35th anniversary of the franchise. It debuted in 1988. They were added as an expansion franchise.
Yeah. I always like those team names that don't have an S at the end of them because usually it's always plural, like Lakers, Celtics, and then you have teams like the Magic, the Heat, where it's like there's no plural form. There's no such thing as heats.
I like butts in a cannot lie.
Yeah. So the 2K3, do you know if the career mode was written by Spike Lee or not?
It's probably some shit heap of a fucking thing. I actually haven't played career mode since that fucking Spike Lee catastrophe. That shit was just so fucking outlandishly ridiculous. I couldn't. I was like, I'll never be able to take this shit seriously again.
I like the one where if you go to LeBron's team, LeBron will like sit you down on a plane and talk about how like all children deserve to have the opportunity to be the best version of themselves and all people like some weird, advocacy rant. People kept posting that after LeBron, cucked for bent the knee to China. It was hilarious. No matter what country they come from, no matter what kind of race or creed or belief system they may have, everybody in the world deserves the freedom of opportunity. It was so fucking weird.
Rather than a nutshell.
All right, got the fridge door.
Rev up those fryers. And a drinks fridge.
You know what you should do? Get a little fridge for your bedroom and put all your beer in there so that way your dad can't get to it.
Would cost a lot of money in electricity.
That's true.
And I already have pretty much all my outlets occupied anyway. I start running the risk of fucking blowing out the circuit.
Well, I tried.
Hey, it's not a bad idea. Definitely. Just a different situation. Something I considered doing if my sister had moved out again is because then I'd be able to hide a bunch of shit in there.
Okay, what are we missing here?
The ingredient unit, I genuinely have no idea what the hell's still dirty. Oh, I see it now. Never mind.
Fine.
On the top.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So that took about 20 minutes. Not bad.
Ooh, the tincture. Alright. So, there's a really, really fucking good chance Miami goes to the conference finals. That being
Yeah.
the case, I think they're the first 8 seed to make it to the conference finals since the Knicks in '99.
Grizzlies almost did it in 2011. They had the Thunder on the ropes and just couldn't quite finish it. All right. Oh, yeah, this is a big one. All right.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together. What's the second game played today?
Oh, Lakers Warriors.
Oh, Dubs Lakers. Yeah,
That's going to be really interesting, I think.
yes. Please God, Golden State win this game.
You know things are bad when you're vigorously rooting for Golden State to win a playoff game.
Because I mean, whoever comes out of this one's losing to Denver anyway. I just want people to stop talking about LeBron. Because I mean, given the circumstances, if he fucking loses this series, he may announce his retirement.
He's very adamant that he's going to keep playing until his son enters the NBA. So it's
I want that to happen so bad. His fucking kid's not gonna make it.
his son actually committed to USC apparently, so
Yeah, and his son's gonna suck ass. And what's gonna happen is that the Lakers are gonna waste a fucking draft pick on him because LeBron will demand it, and
mhm.
it'll end up being a huge bust. And then, just like classic fucking LeBron is to leave the franchise that he was playing for way worse off than they were when he leaves. So it's gonna be another fucking Shabazz Napier situation. They're gonna draft this kid. He'll play one season with them and retire. The kid's gonna end up being a huge bust, and they'll use like a third round or third overall pick on him or some shit. A fucking top 3 pick on this dipshit kid. He's gonna suck ass, and he's gonna end up bouncing around worse than Austin Rivers. Like,
His son is going to suck, I think, though. He's not very good.
here comes Bronny James. Lord, catastrophe.
Still amused that the plot of Space Jam 2 was LeBron's kid wanted to be a video game developer and LeBron wanted him to be a basketball player.
I thought the plot of Space Jam 2 was I turned myself into a pickle, Morty.
I mean, kind of, LeBron was like, I turned myself into a cartoon and then got groped by Bugs Bunny.
tight little man pussy on you, don't you? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, you got a tight
Yeah.
little man pussy on you, don't ya? Mmm, it stinks.
Jesus Christ.
This little rabbit's hopping down the old bunny trail. Yes, Austin. Although his dad is a Padres fan, so he also roots for the Padres.
Ugh.
More or less.
No. Fucking cough something up. Good timing though. Oh.
Well, Austin, it's because the best way to not become a fan of California sports teams is to live in California. Living in
Yeah.
California is like the best way to become a, is to absolutely despise.
Yes. Bay Area sports fans are without a doubt the worst in all of professional sports. I don't give a fuck what you dipshits have to say about anything else. Bay Area sports fans are the most obnoxious fucking people there has ever been. Oh my god. Like, Seahawks fans should be damn glad that the Niners haven't won a Super Bowl in any of the times that they've had an opportunity to, or you fucking would go insane from the retardedness. Anyway, what did I say?
Yeah, yeah, Austin. The main reason why Snacks became a Miami fan is that they keep getting his favorite players, like Shaq, and then Chris Bosh, and then oddly enough, Kelly Olynyk.
Yes, that was fucking amazing. Shane Battier, uh, fucking Gary Payton, wonderful.
Father Olynyk. What's Olynyk up to these days? I wonder. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Ellie, the clinic, Olynyk, is playing for the Jazz.
Oh, really? Still in the NBA? Cool.
Yep. Yep, he hasn't missed a season actually. He was with us until 2021. He finished out the season on the Rockets. Then I believe signed with the Pistons. Let's see here. Yep, a 3-year, 37 million contract with the Pistons, and he was traded September 2022 to the Jazz in exchange for Bojan Bogdanovic.
Oh yeah, Bojan.
And he's actually been pretty big for the Jazz. Like considering the Jazz basically blew it up. So he's scoring plenty of points. Damn, even had a game winner against the Pelicans. Nice.
Yeah, Santi, I was talking with Snacks about that before we turned on the stream, the Matareza thing.
Yes, free my boy. For those of you who don't know, I was constantly memeing about Matt Araiza being the future NFL GOAT because he was actually cut from the Bills during preseason because he was accused of having participated in a sexual assault while he was at SDSU. But prosecutors refused to actually bring charges against him due to a lack of evidence. So the charges were dropped. They came out today, well over a year after the shit had happened, by the way, and said that the reason that they hadn't pursued charges against Matareza is because he wasn't present when the alleged assault occurred.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Here's
even there.
yeah, here's my question. Why did he implicate himself so badly with that stupid phone call? Like the phone call is the thing that made me convinced he was
Now,
probably guilty.
exactly. The phone call was the funniest shit because to me it just sounded like I'm Commander Shepard. This is my favorite store in the Citadel. It was the most outrageous shit I'd ever heard. But it makes sense when you think about it in the context of here's a 20-year-old kid who's potentially staring down the specter of having that amazing NFL career where all of his dreams will come true, getting thrown away because of some shit that like when you get accused of that, it doesn't matter if you didn't do it. You get fucking terrified about what could potentially end up happening to you. It doesn't matter that you didn't do it. You're just like, oh shit, no one's gonna believe for the rest of my life. They're just gonna say, they're just gonna assume I did this and I beat the system somehow. Fucked up. But I mean, obviously, uh, folks who end up becoming professional athletes aren't the smartest cookies around on account of the fact that they don't need to be because they've been good at sports their entire lives. So they usually just get fucking rubber stamped through whatever classes they're in. No one gives a shit about any kind of academic achievement on their part. A lot of times they're being raised in an extremely low income neighborhood and situation. Their parents don't care about education. It's just something that like that they might bring up because they keep hearing people blast that bullshit on TV, the news, and all this other stuff. But like when you say education, what the hell do you mean? Learn to do what? Because just because a guy can read and write, and he can read and write exceptionally well and at a collegiate level, doesn't mean he's actually going to end up getting a good job that'll give him a really good chance at life.
Mhm.
Look at what so many English majors end up having to do. So, education and what? Learn to do what? Work hard and do what?
Yeah, it's like
However,
I knew that girl who got like a degree in religious studies and was like, "Oh, I can't get a job." So then she decided, "Okay, I'm going to get my master's in religious studies." And she got it and was like, "I still can't get a job." And then she got her PhD in it and was like, "Wow, I still can't get a job."
duh. The only thing you've really managed to do is qualify yourself to be able to teach that course.
Hmm.
It's history is perhaps my greatest passion, but I never considered taking history classes in college outside of what was required for general ed, certainly not getting a degree in it, because there's no money in a degree in history at all. However, I came to that conclusion when I was originally going to school back in 2010, 2011. If I had been able to see what would go on in the future, things could have been very different. Because there are a great number of historical YouTube channels and podcasts and Spotify's and blah, 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 where people discuss history, make videos about historical topics, and make an absolute fucking shitload of money by doing that. Because a lot of other people have that as a hobby too. It doesn't mean you're really doing anything kind of crazy, but like if I had seen into the future and been able to detect that this would be a thing that would happen, things might have gone very differently because getting a degree in history would have been exceptionally simple for me because of how much I like it. And then all I would have needed to do from there is just learn some video editing, start making videos. Of course, there's no guarantee I'm just going to get a fucking slam dunk, have that shit be easy as hell and work out for me. But the point is, things could have gone in a very different direction. Uh, in the grand scheme of things, I'm okay with the choices that I've made because a lot of the times that things haven't worked out for me, it's been generally out of my control. So it is what it is.
Marshall, I think some levels in this game support more than two players, but I believe these bonus maps only support two. I could be wrong though. But most of the maps I think go up to like six players,
If
but
I
I could be
remember right,
wrong.
I think all maps do.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, some would be exceptionally simple. Imagine, imagine having 6 people on the first mission
Yeah.
with the best, the pro level power washer, and then everyone just fucking instantaneously obliterates every speck of dust on that van. It'd be hilarious, but
Gone, reduced to atoms.
exactly. So I'm wondering, now that we're bringing up Cape shit, I'm wondering what's going to happen with the Guardians of the Galaxy series franchise, because they're part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all this crap. The thing is they're very popular, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is shaping up to perform financially the best out of all these movies that they've done since the event of
Well, No Way
uh,
Home.
well, yeah, Spider-Man stuff never counts because Spider-Man stuff always does the best.
Well,
Spider
actually, I did notice this. Even though Guardians is getting good reviews, Guardians 3 is getting good reviews, and people like it and
Mhm.
people respect it, it's still not doing nearly as well as Guardians 1 and 2 did, which shows, I think, that Marvel's
Yes.
just kind of washed up.
No, it's not that. It's that people are getting tired of superhero movies because this started back in 2008 with Iron Man. It's been 15 years. People are getting tired. Now, the whole thing of what I said is that Guardians 3 is just doing the best of this new phase that's not Spider-Man stuff because this is an established group. An established group of characters. People like these characters. They like this story, blah blah blah. Now, what's weird about this is that um, the actors have brought up they don't want to do this anymore because some of them only signed on to do one Guardians movie and ended up doing a ton of other movies because the Guardians were so popular as characters, but that they've been on this for 10 years longer than they thought they would. The actress who plays Gamora says this is her last Marvel movie because she's like, yeah, I'm retiring the character after this. I only signed on to do the one movie, and then all of a sudden we got all these others. And she says she's happy to do it because not only was it a ton of money, but she got to play a great character, and she has lots of young female fans that look up to her. She says, I like this. Dave Bautista, he said that he's done playing Drax for similar reasons. He said, I had a lot of fun and I love this character, but I want to move on professionally because I want to do more serious, dramatic roles now. And Drax is kind of comedy relief.
Right.
But, as you hear all this, you sit there and you wonder, well, shit. Obviously, they're going to keep trying to do it because until Disney goes bankrupt, they're never going to keep trying to come back to the well of the same shit that's worked for them before because they want to keep making all this crazy money. But the window's closing. And everything that you said, that it's doing worse than Guardians 1 and 2, even though it's doing better than all the other movies that they've made since, it's because Cape shit in general, people are done. They want to move on.
Was No Way Home like the last hurrah? Maybe.
Essentially, yes. However, with the way that trends go, um, it's not to say that it's all done. That the party's over and blah blah blah. It just means that you look at westerns and the difference there. Difference there is that westerns were extremely popular all over all forms of media, and then they just fell off a cliff because people said, "Okay, we're done. We're tired. We're not going to go watch a crappy movie just because people are wearing cowboy hats." Just the same way they're saying now, we're not going to go watch a crappy movie just because people are wearing capes. But a
Mhm.
good Western has still always performed well at the box office, even though it was outside of the Western craze genre trend. A good cape shit movie will still do well at the box office, even if people are exhausted from superhero movies. So it's just a question of when the next really good one's going to come out. I guarantee you this right now. If 5 years from now, Christopher Nolan says, all right, okay, I'll come back and do another one. It'd do fucking gangbusters, man. It'd fucking blow up.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink.
Sure. All right, let's see here. 4 tickets to the Barbie movie, please. Yeah, so speaking of Christopher Nolan, did you see the new Oppenheimer trailer that came out earlier today?
No, I did not.
Mhm. Looks good. It has got a crazy cast. Let me read this off here real quick. All the actors that are in it. Cillian Murphy, of course, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh.
Hold on. I thought it was a hard C. Killian.
You're probably right. I probably just don't know how to
I'm gonna
pronounce
I'm
it.
gonna I'm gonna check right now.
Hmm.
Yes, it is a hard C, hard K sound. Killian.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Rami Malek, Emily Dumont, Benny Safdie, Josh Hartnett, the guy who played Thomas Schiff in The Dark Knight, David Dashmalchian, I think is how you pronounce it. Matthew Modine, Alden Ehrenreich, the guy who played young Han Solo. Yeah, Casey Affleck, Gary Oldman is playing Harry Truman. Yeah, it's a pretty big cast. Why does Gary Oldman keep playing old country leaders? Old what's the term I'm looking for here? He played Churchill. He plays Truman. He's playing leaders of state,
Heads of state.
heads of state. Thank you. I don't know why.
Well, um, I'm glad that you managed to get out what it was that you were trying to say there, because it was really funny to me for a second. You're like, why does Gary Oldman keep playing old people? It's like, well, he's not young anymore. No one would believe him if he tried doing the Fifth Element now.
Or what about Lost in Space? The spider from Lost in Space.
Matt LeBlanc didn't transition to movies too good.
Yeah, he didn't transition to TV too good, if you ask me. They got Tom Conti to play Albert Einstein. Huh. Albert Einstein in the Oppenheimer movie. That's an interesting one. Sometimes it really does feel like that Nolan is like a throwback to the old days in like Shakespeare, where you have an acting troupe and that set of actors is in all your productions. Like that's what Shakespeare would do, right? He would collect a bunch of actors for his plays, and those actors would just be in every play he did. They just had different roles. It almost feels like that's what he's doing with some of these people. It's kind of cool. I like it. I think it's fun. Let's see here. Ooga, ooga, ooga chaka.
All right, I've been alt tab looking at basketball stuff and texting on the phone.
No
Callie says
problem.
hi.
Hello.
Eh.
So apparently, Christopher Nolan has said that he has found a way to recreate the atomic bomb explosion, without any computer generated effects. So is he actually going to blow up a nuclear weapon for his movie?
That's why it's been so long. Is because he's been busy talking to Kim Jong Un.
That's what they call commitment to the bit.
Yeah, seriously.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. Man. The AI Seinfeld channel is online right now. It has 115 viewers. It was pushing like 6,000 before they neutered it. This is
Yeah,
so
and
depressing.
that's the problem. This actually, I'm gonna say right here. This is the generation of AI. This is the generation where AI is going to revolutionize the way that a lot of different things are operated. The successful ones are going to be the ones where people aren't fags about this and where they actually decide, hey, let's just sit here and actually decide we're going to let this thing operate the way that it was designed to do. We're going to let this thing up because literally it's an AI program that's designed to be funny. And you know what
Hmm.
it did? It was actually funny. And it got the channel banned for making an offensive joke, but it was the kind of joke that fucking Seinfeld would have fucking told on the show because Larry David would have wrote it for him.
Like, Watch Me Forever was getting so big, they actually had like a very profitable Patreon. They were actually starting to get money to it for upkeep. Like, it was becoming like a big thing, and now pretty much immediately it's just dead. Man. So apparently Jedi Survivor is going to get a patch later this week. So it's too late for it to matter for me, but maybe they'll fix the game this time. A guy walks into a bar and orders a drink. The bartender says, "You look like you've had a long week." And the man says, "I just found out."
My brother asked for water. Oh god, that fucking so funny.
It's like a Norm Macdonald
Oh,
joke. In fact, that is 100% the kind of joke he would have told, with the awkward pause and everything. It would have been perfect.
the only thing it was missing because they didn't display this in the characters and everything is that boyish gleam in his eye. What a tremendous. Oh god, I'm sad again. Missing.
Meaner than a concentration camp dog.
Sure knows every dive in town. They should be mad at Subway Jared for wanting to date 25-year-olds.
You have any idea what you just said?
I can't believe you just said that. Did you write that joke? I didn't write it. I read it. I can't believe you just read that. Well, why not?
Well,
What's wrong with
this
it?
joke was old. This joke was from years ago.
Quickest way to the Santa Monica Freeway from here. And don't call me again. Holy shit.
Wow, Clay Thompson just shot an air ball.
I gotta say though, and I don't really think that this is a bad call. I don't think that this is a particularly difficult thing to agree with or to see coming. If the Warriors lose this series, Jordan Poole's gone.
How are they going to get rid of him? He's like herpes. You can't just get rid of him. He's there.
Can't they literally just buy his contract out just to get him off the team, even if they still have to pay him?
Yeah, they probably could do that.
I honestly, I see them doing that just because of how furious they'd be with him. Just to get him out of there. However, I do still think it's his destiny to end up being part of a three-team trade between the Heat, the Blazers, and the Warriors.
Yeah, I think it could happen.
Because there's to make contracts line up. The Heat will just straight up upgrade by replacing Lowry with Lillard. It doesn't matter where Lillard and Poole end up. I don't think they could both go to I don't know. Lowry coming off the bench in the Jordan Poole situation, that might be decent for the Warriors. Hard to
Yeah, I
say,
mean,
but
he's probably got something left, just that something can only be provided like 18 minutes a game, maybe. Whoa, are they making a sequel to the Meg? Hold on a second here. The first Meg was hilariously stupid. Maybe this one will be hilariously stupid too. Is this a new one? I think it is. Wow, it looks much stupider than the first one. Oh, yes, this is exciting. Yes! We're getting another Meg movie. Has Jason Statham ever been in like an actually good movie? Or is he always in like schlocky movies? I'm thinking here.
Yeah, that's literally kind of his whole thing. The transporter. Um,
The Meg, the
yeah,
fucking Expendables.
his yeah, his role in the Expendables. I forget what the name of it is, but the one where like he gets his heart
Oh,
shocked.
Crank. Crank.
Yeah, there you go. That shit. Yeah, it's like his whole shtick, dude.
The Mechanic. The one with Jet Li. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
No, I
That was
didn't.
that
But
was from like 20 years ago. Oh, he's in like some of those old Guy Ritchie movies that are pretty good, like Snatch, I think. That's about it. Yeah, yeah. He was in Snatch. I think those movies are actually pretty good. Death Race, I remember that one. Be right back.
been a hero of mine since childhood. Let's collaborate to manipulate the
Do
future.
you remember Greg Hardy at all, the NFL player?
Yeah, how could I fucking forget? He thugged his wife, and then everyone wanted him to go away because he thugged his wife. So then, since no team wanted to pick him up anymore, he went into MMA, didn't he?
Yeah, you know what he's doing now?
Sucking dick? I don't know.
He's apparently he works in I think it's a Walmart selling cable packages for Comcast or something.
Dude, he didn't save any of his fucking money, did he?
Yeah, there was this article. Let me see if I can find it
Wow.
here. Oh, it's Spectrum packages.
Nah, that's a fucking fall from grace right there. Good lord. I haven't smelled this smell in a long time, but one of my favorite smells is the smell of a brand new video game when you open up that case.
Yeah, it is pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. I've got wood.
Neek crab.
Oh my fucking god. This ad blocker is so fucking annoying, dude. Holy shit.
Really? I didn't get anything like that.
Oh my god, it's the worst fucking thing.
Worse than Hitler?
Yes, easily. Hitler was. No, I'm not going to say this. Ex-Cowboys defensive end Greg Hardy was on Instagram Live on Thursday talking about the struggles working a regular job. Hardy said he started working with a marketing company amid trying to start his own businesses and was surprised when he was assigned a job as a Spectrum greeter selling packages at a Walmart in Garland. Hardy did not enjoy the job and claimed he was going to quit and told fans to come to Walmart to buy from him before he left. Hardy spoke with a potential customer who seemed to be unaware that Hardy was live streaming their conversation. Hardy was a controversial figure when he played for the Cowboys during the 2015 season. He was convicted of domestic assault in 2014 but appealed, having the case later dismissed when the accuser stopped working with authorities, according to an ESPN report.
The idea of a former football star, because he was actually like a Pro Bowler at one
Yeah.
point, becoming like a 9 to 5 worker is hilarious to me for some reason. Like, what the hell? It's not quite as bad as Delonte West, but it's pretty bad. Man, Kevon Looney is so good.
I didn't hear what you said. What?
Kevon Looney is so good.
Oh, did you say Von Miller?
No. No, that guy sucks.
Man, that was perfect. The fucking pause and it just. Oh. Ah, that was good. Von Miller still in the league?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he signed a monster contract with the Bills last year and then he got hurt. But he was killing it before he got hurt. Still an excellent player. You know, Cam Newton was the #1 pick in that draft and Von Miller was the second pick. And somehow Von Miller stayed in the league longer than Cam Newton, even though Cam Newton's a quarterback. That's got to be a pretty big upset. Granted, Cam Newton plays the position in a way that is not conducive to playing a long time, but still.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's fairly rare for a number one pick and a number two pick actually end up going up against each other in the championship.
Yeah, yeah, that was like the big thing because Von Miller dominated that game single-handedly, basically.
He also literally won the game
Hmm.
by psyching out Cam himself.
Yeah. Ugh. So, which team is going to pick up Matareza?
Honestly, I think the Raiders,
Hmm.
they're probably the only team that would say, we don't care if you did it or not.
It's the Al Davis way. Not like I wanted your steam hams anyway, Baka. Take
Hey, how
me.
about that? For 2K23's My Player mode, they brought back Eric Gordon to read the lines.
Take me out of the ball game. I tore my ACL. Bench me and put Caleb Haney in. I don't give a shit if the Bears win.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
The Jay Cutler era was fun,
We just randomly posted a picture of his whole ass on fucking Instagram.
probably.
What the hell was that? I remember right. I think that's how he did his retirement announcement. He was announcing he was going to retire because he just wanted to spend his days being naked on his yacht or whatever. So, so his wife just took a picture of him being butt ass naked, literally, but from behind, obviously, because full frontal wouldn't be allowed on Instagram. It's just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, then John Madden ended up doing a breakdown. It was like, Brett Favre did something similar, but it ended up getting him in a lot of trouble because it wasn't public. Remember that time Madden's you're a dick during the thing?
Probably did that more than once, honestly, when we think about how much he used it.
Yeah, but this time was on purpose.
There's two footballs on the field.
Shit.
Did you ever play the Matrix MMO? By the way, we were talking about MMOs the
Oh,
other day.
The Matrix Online? No.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if that ever really took off or not, but I remember when it came out, it was a big deal.
Do you remember the fucking the Cumtown RoboCop segment
Yeah,
where like man, what if it was just that when it's like there's the only human parts of him remaining where he's just a head and some lungs, but then just like a giant dick too, and the guy's just like this rules.
just randomly thought of that and started laughing.
Yes. 'Cause I was reading this post online and someone was like, "This rules," and in my head I heard it as, "Oh my god, this rules!" Oh fuck.
Warriors up by 3 at the break.
Josh. I was able to do today, I realized I've become addicted to having large sums of money in my bank account. Do you know how you can sell a kidney?
No, but I doubt it's that hard. Don't you need your kidney, though?
Need you need at least one, but we've got two.
Hmm. On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese. I lost my poor meatball.
Didn't rhyme.
My mom always kicked me out of the house before I could finish it, so I don't know how it ends. Pukin Lumberfoots.
Daily Hodl. That's pretty good.
A waste of good tears.
No, that's oh, no tears, please. A waste of good suffering.
Well, you're off tomorrow, but you have to
Fuck!
work early the next day, if I recall.
Yeah. Ow, 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 ow. Fuck shit. Yeah. Yeah, today's my Saturday.
All right. So, if you need to go to bed early tomorrow, then I understand. But if you want to do something, I might be able to. I may have something going on tomorrow, though, so it might not be a bad day for us to not. As of yet, I am unsure.
No worries. No worries, I've got plenty of plans in mind.
Hmm. Yeah,
Don't
you got to spend like $250
you
on
worry.
VC.
Uh, um, that's the shit that you use for my player and my team, which are the two most popular game modes.
Hmm.
But I never played that shit. I just hop in a fucking franchise and call it a day.
Yeah, franchise is
I did
cool.
my GM once, but the 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 features in my GM that are there in that game mode as opposed to franchise, they're kind of really stupid to me at least. I'm just not sure what team I'm gonna pick because in the past I've done rebuilds with the Pistons. The Spurs was the last time I did one because it was in the immediate aftermath of Emmy retiring and everybody else who hadn't also retired leaving, so the team had basically gotten blown up. So Spurs, Pistons, Blazers, and Kings. There we go.
Hmm.
In the past, those are the franchises that I've done. So I'm sitting there like, I wonder what I do now. Oh, and the Hornets. How could I forget them? That was one of my favorite ones actually.
Mm. Do the
Because I got the with the Hornets. That was the time I got the first overall pick and the second overall pick in the draft. Because one of those was a pick to a team I traded, and they shouldn't have been bad, but somehow 2K logic just like fucked that team up, and I just
do a rebuild with the Trailblazers.
I mentioned I did the Blazers before, right?
Oh, okay.
I don't, yeah, so I don't want to do one with a team I'd already done. I'm
Um,
thinking the Pacers, but I'm like, I don't know. I've done too many Eastern Conference ones.
do the
I want to do
Lakers and
Western
force LeBron
Conference.
to retire.
Base.
Like cut LeBron or something.
If they gave us an amnesty, I would amnesty LeBron. Actually, imagine that shit. Imagine that fucking the Lakers. The same season that they draft his worthless kid. They give people amnesties back, so they draft his worthless kid, and then they amnesty, and they amnesty LeBron.
Yeah, that'd be dirty as hell. He would be so mad about that. Think about, yeah, that'd be hilarious. Meow for chew.
Meow what?
Meow for chew.
Right?
I just had a gay seizure.
I was about to say. Oh fuck.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
What time is it?
It is 8:30, and the
Alright,
Warriors are up by 5.
I need to hurry up and actually order some food then, or I'll miss my chance.
Okay. I thought you had food. Okay, cool.
No, I'll get something. I just need to do my order quick.
Hmm.
I'm running out of time, is what I mean.
Okay. Man, in my area, we have DoorDash places open until like 11.
Yeah, there are places that are open 24 hours a day. What I mean is, this is when actual businesses start to close. And then after that, my choice will be McDonald's or Jack in the Box, and it'll take like an hour because since those are the only two places in the city, it means anyone trying to get food is ordering from there. Between that and the fact that it's drive-through only, it's going to take fucking forever. And I know that from personal experience because remember when I was door dashing and the time I would go was between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m.? That was most of every single day for me, was just spending like 45 minutes in line. I'd end up getting three different orders while I was in that fucking drive-through. So I mean, it was profitable. It was just boring. Actually, I just remembered. I'm so used to my Lenten fast when I'm away from pizza that I forgot. I once again have the option to go to my favorite place, which does pizza. They do calzones, is what I usually get from them. They're open until 2 a.m., so forget it. All right, let's see here.
We are more than halfway done with this map.
Oh, okay. Um, don't know which direction to put the disc in from. Going to assume this way. Oh.
Dude, I have a foot fetish, and even I want you to eat a bullet.
Oh man, that was an all-timer right there.
That was a great comment.
I don't know what was better, that one or the fact that you made a fucking fan out of that.
Yeah, I had a guy DM me like he was going to start a conversation about it. Now that I think about it, feels like I haven't had pizza in a little while. Hmm.
You know what? I bet you haven't had in an even longer time as a calzone. Big Stein wants a calzone.
I don't know where to get calzones anymore. Like Pizza Hut used to have them, but I don't think they do anymore, and theirs weren't that great. Like, can't you just make your own calzone by getting a pizza and folding it up and eating it like a taco? Isn't that basically a calzone?
Essentially, yes. Except instead of folding it like a taco, you just continue to fold it like a burrito.
Right. That's a good point. Oh, by the way, did you say the new MLB The Show's already on Game Pass? As in the one that
Yes,
came out a
as a
month
matter of
ago?
fact. Oh no, that's the show 24,
Oh, okay. I was
right?
about to say, what the heck was that doing
Wait,
to my kid?
hold on, hold on. Let me just check.
Oh yeah, Carson. Chick-fil-A's great.
Never
Uh,
mind. MLB The Show 23 released 2 months ago in March, and yeah, that's on Game Pass.
it's weird. You would think they would wait a little while on that one. Did it like flop? That surprises me.
No, it's just on Game Pass. I'm
Wow.
looking at it right now. MLB The Show 23 Xbox Series X.
Huh. I mean, that's pretty cool, but I'm surprised. I thought they only put stuff on Game Pass when they figured they couldn't really sell it full price anymore. And the baseball season just started, so. Dude, how many times is Julio going to ground into double plays? Like, he got bailed out there because of the first baseman dropping the ball, but he's turning into like a ground into double play machine, which is crazy because of how fast he is. He should never be hitting into double plays pretty much. He should be like Ichiro. Huh. What is going on with him? He's just rolling over everything, man. Already got one home run from Ty France tonight. I don't think we're getting another.
I tell you, it's a good thing he's not a pilot.
I am deeply disturbed by all these Julio double plays. RLM liked Guardians 3. It seems like it's good. That's the thing, Santi. Like Marvel made
Yeah.
a movie that is actually looks like it's good and it's still like making a disappointing amount of money. Previously they could make any piece of garbage and make a ton of money on it. Now it's flipped the other way, which is surprising. Maybe it shouldn't be
I'm gonna check.
surprising.
Uh, I'm gonna check something. I have a sneaking suspicion regarding what's just been discussed. Here's hoping those numbers are available on. Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Even though it's only been released for a weekend, it has already surpassed its budget, made a profit. Its budget was roughly $250 million. Box office so far on that opening weekend, $289 million. Now, I see what you're saying. Those are disappointing numbers because we're used to Marvel movies having an opening weekend of a bajillion dollars.
Yeah.
I get it. However, the movie's making a profit. Any
Yeah,
money
yeah.
that it makes from now on is pure profit, and it's already $40 million above its budget.
Yeah, but like Ant-Man didn't make the new Ant-Man didn't make very much money. I mean, it still made its money back. It was considered a disappointment, but that was because most people didn't think that movie was that good. Like that makes sense. Like Guardians was I'm
I see what you're saying in terms of the gigantic profit locomotive. It's slowing down,
mhm,
but the good movies are going to make money. They're
mhm.
still going to make their money. What they need to do right now is they need to lower some of that budget. And to be honest with you, I think this is probably why people like Dave Bautista and Zoe, whoever that plays Gamora, are moving on. It's just not that they're tired of making the movies, and it's not like the movies are difficult for them to make. It's probably because they see the writing on the wall, and they realize that if they want to continue doing these movies and having to commit to them signing a contract, they're going to have to take less money.
I mean, that's why they killed off Robert Downey Jr. They were sick of giving him $100 million a movie because he got in on the ground floor. They had to keep giving that to him. And like, I'm not even the world's biggest fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought the first movie was okay, and the second movie was good, but I didn't love either movie. But there's something respectable there. Like they took a an IP that was hard to sway people on and pulled it off impressively. And I think the second movie does have like a real solid core to it. The whole theme of like nature versus nurture and family versus friends and stuff like that. I thought that stuff was really good.
It may have been your father, boy. He wasn't your daddy. True saying, always sprinkles when he tinkles.
Uh-oh, Warriors starting to put it on.
Thank God.
They're up by
Please
12.
win.
A lot of time left, but so far so good.
Now, see, this is just total fucking bullshit. I bought the fucking game for exactly this to not happen. Bro, check this out. NBA 2K23 installing on my system right now. Data accrued from the disk 3.62 megabytes.
Hmm.
Data remaining to install from the network before the full game is on my system 165.83 gigabytes.
Yeah, the disk is just like the key that unlocks everything else that's on the network. Yeah.
Basically, what the fuck's the point of having the disk?
They can't take it away from you, I guess.
Essentially, but this is wow. This the total size from the network 165.83 gigabytes. 3.62 megabytes is such a small amount of that total that it literally doesn't even make that final number round up. It doesn't even change it to 165.84.
Hmm.
Holy shit. That to me that's just insane.
Yeah. It's like that meme I sent you the other day. Our single player only game is always online for some reason. We don't know either. What was it?
Yeah, seriously.
Our game is 500 gigabytes. You don't need to play any other games, right? Also, there's a 50 gigabyte update patch. We made a shooter game that only takes up 597,000 bytes of space. I love it. Yeah, Santi, I still haven't seen the new Black Panther or the new Thor. I haven't seen any of the TV shows yet. There might be one other Marvel movie. No, I did see Ant-Man because my dad likes Ant-Man. He wanted to see that. But yeah, I'm behind, and I don't know if I'm ever going to bother catching up.
Why would you?
It's just not that interesting anymore.
Exactly. It's not fun. There's no point.
They're probably going to use the multiverse stuff to bring back Robert Downey Jr. at some point. Like in a few years, the movies aren't going to be doing well, and they're going to be like, okay, what can we do to get people back They're going to be like, we need to use the multiverse to bring back Iron Man. And that's going to
See,
be like their last ditch effort.
the funny thing is, though, is that they're literally repeating the same mistakes for what killed the comics industry to kill the movies. Is because they would do shit like this where they would tease a major character being killed and then they just inevitably bring them back. The whole
Mm-hmm.
creation of this idea of the multiverse bullshit in the first place is specifically so that they can start doing a bunch of different ideas and fan fictions and fucking kill characters off and all this kind of crap, but without it affecting the quote unquote main storyline, which is just bullshit cop outs. Like, it's occasionally fun to do different things like Red Sun, which is I'm assuming you don't know what that is, Joker.
Not super well, no.
That's the DC alternative universe where the USSR ended up winning the Cold War instead, because instead of Superman crash landing in Kansas, he crash landed in Moscow.
Oh, so it's like the Man in the High Castle where the Nazis actually won World War II.
Essentially, yes. So Superman is actually, works for communism and stuff. Uh, Bruce Wayne grows up in like a Leningrad orphanage or some shit, and like the whole thing is just like everyone's communist now. Ha ha ha! Imagine if the Soviets, ones that were in charge of the world, and the whole world was communist. Ha ha ha! So like that, they sit there and they say, okay, well that's part of the multiverse. This is Earth number whatever instead of being the normal universe, and they can do stories there without it affecting the main story. So it's like, okay, well that's an interesting idea. It gives you an opportunity to make new stories and blah blah blah. But if you it's just the same problem as everything else. If you go to that well too often, people are going to get sick of it.
I mean,
What
that's
happens when you say, well, what if we did an idea for a universe where Superman died, and now everyone else blah blah blah. But then they just do that for like one story, and then they go back to normal.
right.
Like, what the hell? What if we did a universe where Batman's gay? Okay, but why? and so on and
Yeah.
so on. It just becomes this giant mess.
I mean, that's kind of what DC is doing too. Have you seen the any of the trailers for the Flash movie that's coming out later this year?
No.
Basically,
Wait, they
Flash.
recasted him, so they're saying this is a different universe Flash.
No, no.
That'd be perfect though.
But Flash does go to an alternate universe where Batman is played by Michael Keaton. And that's like the big draw of the movie. You get to see Michael Keaton as Batman one more time.
Isn't he like 80?
Yeah, it's going to be like an old Batman. That's the idea. And
I
like,
mean, I'd maybe buy Michael Keaton doing The Dark Knight Returns, but uh, wow, he looks like shit. I mean, to be fair, he is 71. I mean, I hope I look that good when I'm fucking 71. But you know what I mean? That's just stupid.
the Flash travels back in time to prevent his mother's murder, and which traps him in an alternate reality without metahumans. He enlists the help of his younger self and older Batman and Supergirl in order to save the world from the restored General Zod. Oh wow, they're bringing back General Zod. I didn't realize that.
Oh, that well, everything that you just said is kind of crappy, but the funny thing is that that's actually a fairly popular DC story. Uh, but they decided to alternate it around for dumb reasons. But the concept is called the Flashpoint
Yeah,
paradox, I
Flashpoint.
think.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
Yeah,
Flashpoint.
right.
Hmm.
But instead, what it is that when Joe Chill killed Thomas and Martha Wayne, in this universe, instead he killed Bruce, which drove Martha insane, so she becomes that universe's Joker, and it made Thomas become that universe's Batman.
Hmm.
And
Which never made
Thomas is a
sense
lot
to
more
me.
brutal than his son and kills people.
Yeah, which never made any sense to me. Like Bruce became Batman because he was afraid of bats, right? Thomas was not afraid of bats. He should have been like Owlman or like fucking, Enema Man or something that he's scared of. Like bats were specific to Bruce.
I was gonna say Commitment Man.
Uh-huh. Or like,
50-foot tall Daisy Ridley Man.
or like, Socialist Man or something. Something specific to him. Like Batman makes no sense.
Subway Jared Man. Holy shit. Oh man, that'd be hilarious. No, I know what you mean. The whole thing's dumb.
But yeah, they're basically making a Flashpoint movie with their own twist on it. And in order to get people to see the movie because they know that, the DCEU is dead and the Flash is not really that popular of a character, they're like, okay, let's get Michael Keaton to play Batman again and see if that'll get people in the same way we did with like Tobey Maguire in No Way Home. And in fairness, there is part of me that wants to see what they do with the Michael Keaton Batman, but I don't want to give them money for releasing a movie with Ezra Miller in it, so it's not going to happen.
So, do you know what the answer is here?
Uh, no.
HBO Max.
Yeah,
I
of course.
guarantee
Yeah.
you, when that movie comes out, it'll be on HBO Max, and you won't have to pay money to them to see it because uh, for having the HBO subscription, you already get access to DC's material because of their partnership with Warner Brothers.
I'll watch it on there, I'm sure, but yeah.
Easy peasy. That being said, I will go see that movie in theaters because I want to support a movie that has Ezra Miller in it.
It would take a lot to get you into a movie theater these days, I think.
Yeah, I'm not fond of movie theaters right now. I can't imagine going unless it was a luxury experience. If it's not, then to me it's just not worth it. And I'm old enough to remember when I didn't have to finance a fucking pizza from Domino's. Saw an image the other day. It was a DoorDash order from Burger King where a guy was trying to order a Whopper and it said, or you can finance this purchase for just 4 easy monthly payments of $5.95. Oh, like finance the Whopper. What the fuck?
Yeah, put that in a
It's all like
song
that's
lyrics.
exactly that's an easy fucking way to boost your credit scores to finance a couple of Whoppers. What the fuck is this fucking planet? Jesus.
Yeah. I still go to the theater sometimes, but I used to go to pretty much everything. Now I don't. I'm gonna probably go see Indiana Jones in a couple months. Got to see what's going on there. As much as it probably won't be that good, I still want to see what's up with it.
You actually just say probably?
Hey, stranger things have happened. It's directed by the guy who directed Logan, and Logan was really good.
Yeah, Logan was a national tragedy.
Jesus Christ, hey Oscar. Holy shit. What is wrong with you? Stop swinging at everything.
Would you say whatever he just did was better or worse than 9/11?
My God, dude. Stop. Swinging at shit.
9/11 era. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that time the guy asked for water.
And I cannot believe... I'm actually really surprised that Michael Shannon came back to play General Zod. Like, he's actually, like, a well-respected, good actor. And he's coming back to play that role where he just stands around and screams a lot.
I can tell you why. He had fun. He really had a lot of fun doing it. So he's excited to come back because he had fun the last time. He's hoping it'll be fun again. The reason he had fun is because even if his role was bad, he got to work with Christopher Nolan. I highly doubt it's going to be as enjoyable an experience for him now.
Yeah, now he gets to work with Ezra Miller, who's probably going to try to, like, rape him or something.
Yes. Michael Shannon's going to say, "Ha! I wish instead I was working with Subway Jared."
He basically is.
Would you say that Ezra Miller would be the choice for the role of Subway Jared in the inevitable documentary film thing?
It'd be a really boring documentary. Man, they just showed Jack Nicholson at the Lakers game. He looks really, really out of it. Jesus.
Yes, he's quite old, and obviously not enough is known about his personal situation to where they could say definitively or not. But a lot of people think he may be suffering now from dementia.
I mean, he's lived a much better life than he has had any right to have, given the fact that he should be dead many times over from drug abuse. So if he's finally starting to get out of commission now, then it's not the end of the world. When you get to that
I
age,
mean,
I
he's
wonder...
like 80.
Yeah.
I think he's like 85 or something.
Yeah. When you get up to that age, I wonder how scared of death you become. Like, scared of mortality.
My dad was talking with us about me the other day because he's in his 60s now, and he said, according to the average life expectancy, I've got maybe 17 years left. I was like, Dad, Jesus, Pop, why you gotta talk about this? And he's all like, you know what? I don't necessarily want to die, but after the life I've had, I'm kind of ready to go. And that's a mentality I think a lot of old people have. Like, very few people are straight up like, not afraid to die. 'Cause just about everyone is. But you get old enough, you're really just like, dude, fuck it. There's literally nothing I can do to stop it, and I just want it to happen now. Just get it over with.
Like, I'm thinking, like, did you see Prometheus? I can't remember if you saw that one
Yes,
or not. Okay. Like, Guy
that's all.
Pearce's character in Prometheus. Like, he literally is so terrified of death that he basically cryogenically freezes himself and sets up a $1 trillion exposition across the universe to try to figure out the secret to immortality. And then when he gets there, he just immediately gets killed.
That's hilarious. Some people are really scared of that shit, especially if they're very rich. 'Cause you can't
Mhm.
take it with you. I mean, I think I remember telling you the story about how Stanley Kubrick really pissed off a lot of British audiences with uh, Barry Lyndon, I
Hmm.
think was the name of the movie. Let me check. Yeah, Barry Lyndon. There we go. Because at the very beginning of the movie, I think it said, the characters depicted in this film are fictionally, blah blah blah. But then it's describing them. It's like, some of these characters were born aristocrats and members of nobility. Some characters were based upon those from the peasantry who were regular working class people, and blah blah blah. However, everyone depicted in this film has long since dead. Uh, Together buried in the earth, they are all now equal.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna look at that thing so I can quote it right. Yeah, it was it was the epilogue. Right as the film was ended. It was in the reign of George III that the aforesaid personages lived and quarreled. Good or bad, handsome or ugly, rich or poor, they are all equal now. Apparently, that really pissed off British people when that aired.
Wonder why. It doesn't sound like anything too that bad.
Back in the 70s, so 50 years ago, British society was probably still much more involved with maintaining class privilege.
I think they still kind of are. Gavin McInnes has a thing he talks about sometimes where he talks about how in places like Britain, in places like England, when you're poor, if you're like a working class person, then that's what you are. That's what you'll always be. There's very limited opportunities for like mobility, like economic mobility upwards. Whereas in America, poor people view themselves as temporarily embarrassed millionaires. And I think that's true in like Korea as well. Sometimes, if you're poor, there's just no way out. That's just who you are.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that hurt. Ain't in this fucking thing. Goddamn. Nope. Explain why it's so fucking dirty. So there we go. We
85%.
my booth wants to join with your ass. I'm gonna have to throw him a shotgun away.
Jordan Poole has 0 points so far this game, and there's like 10 minutes left. That is phenomenal. 9 minutes left,
Yeah,
excuse me.
last season he played to the point where like That was still a bad contract, but it was at least like, okay, I could understand why a team would do that. I just wouldn't expect it to be the Warriors that would do it.
Hmm.
But he was in a contract year, and he was clearly just playing to fucking get that money. Pretty much all the money in that contract is guaranteed. He literally
Most
never score a
NBA
point again, and
contracts.
he makes,
Yeah, I mean, most
yeah,
NBA contracts are fully guaranteed.
well, nowadays,
Hmm.
definitely. But
Unless you
he
jump
could
on a
literally
moped
never
like
score
Monta
another point
Ellis.
again. He could never score another point again. He'll still get every cent of that $120 million. Ben Simmons style, baby.
There's definitely going to be some Ben Simmons clause in the upcoming CBA agreement. It's what I don't know what it's going to be, but it's definitely going to be called the Ben Simmons clause. If you say you're taking a year off for mental health reasons, and then you're shown in a, and then you're photographed in a strip club, you forfeit your contract. It's going to be something like that. One second, guys. I'll be right back. Be right back, Snicks. Okay, I'm back. Okay. All right, we are almost done.
Now that I just realized,
But
this is a water tower we're cleaning.
yep, we're like
I
Immortan
wonder if
Joe
they'll
in
pay
Mad
us in
Max.
water. Do not, my friends, become addicted to water. It will take hold of you, and you will resent its absence.
We're in the middle of the desert and we've got all the water.
That's right. You know, actually, you make a good point. In actuality, while we'd be cleaning this thing, there'd be 16 armed guards pointing weapons at us the entire time we were cleaning.
Right.
It'd be worth your life to sneeze. That'd be fucked, because I'm one of those people that when I look at the sun, it makes me sneeze. Dirt up here looks like dried poop.
Maybe it is.
Explain a lot.
Curry has a triple double. Yeah, Poole has
Yes,
played
points, assists, turnovers.
no rebounds. He only has one turnover. He's actually playing an incredible game.
Check score.
He's tied up 94-94 with 5 minutes left.
Wow.
Jordan Poole has played
So
10 minutes and has 0 points.
this is why I keep saying Steve Kerr is overrated as a coach, because if he was actually a talented coach, by this point in the series, Jordan Poole wouldn't come off the bench. Straight up. Oh man, nice. Check it out. I'm sending you a DM. This is a picture. It's the Nashville Shooters Manifesto is just released.
I think I've seen this picture, but yeah, I've seen that one. Hurry banks it in.
Curry with a deep drive out the left field. I mean,
Castellanos will never know. Well, I mean, he does know. Will never truly grasp how fortunate it was that he chose that moment to hit a home run. Like, if he had done pretty
yeah,
much
seriously.
anything else, the announcer would not have acknowledged it. But he felt like he had to because it was a home run. We want an umpire, not a naked vampire.
I'm a little concerned when I heard that end sound. Static Shock was a great show.
I didn't watch it very much, but I do remember it.
Oh, that episode where Richie's dad was racist is really funny. The entire show takes on a different tone when you realize that Static's friend Richie
Hmm.
ended up being part of the Insanity Brigade, where they want to make every character gay.
Hmm.
So even though there's like multiple episodes where Richie's trying to pick up girls, they're just like, nah, he was gay the whole time. He was gay for Virgil. It's like, dude, what the fuck? That ugh. It's like ruins the whole fucking thing. Ugh.
And cartoons in the 90s would just like randomly, like for one episode every couple seasons, just get really like real out of nowhere. Is the implication that his dad is like a cop or something, and he's like,
No, his dad isn't a cop. His dad just plain old doesn't like black people.
yeah. I mean, he seems like, kind of like the dad in American History X or something, where it's not something that defines his whole life, but you know, but
If
I
I
didn't
remember
watch the
right,
show.
the the he's a factory worker or something, and I think he lost his job to minorities replacing him or something. I guess that's who he blamed. I don't know.
That would do
It's been
it.
ages since I've watched that episode, and that one episode is the only time where Richie's dad shows up.
They should have had him show up more. It could have been like Gran Torino.
Um,
Yeah, I heard about that, Santi. Kiwi Farms. Rest in peace. R.I.P. in peace. No,
in the arms of the angel.
man, Static Shock only ran for 4 seasons. I thought it only had 52 episodes. Felt like way more. Huh. It was actually
It's
eventually.
because the show kind.
Hmm.
What were you gonna say?
It's actually part of the DC animated universe.
Yes, that's correct. And that is that's how it ended. Like the show took a while to really find itself, because for a while there it was like its own thing, and it even referenced DC Comics, so like it seemed like it existed outside of that universe. and then all of a sudden it didn't anymore, and then it became part of the DC animated universe. You know, there's an early episode where Virgil's talking about secret identities, and he says, "Hey man, even Batman had to be Bruce Wayne now and then." And then later on, there's an episode where he's meeting with Batman, and it's like, oh well, obviously, you know, he can't know who Batman actually is because you know blah blah blah.
It's a
But
retcon.
yeah, but you know, things like that. And early on, you know, it was kind of just trying to be like, yeah, this is great, you know, black superhero. And after a while, they were trying to be more like, okay, let's try to have him like actually be a serious character in the DC universe. But it was a good show. It was a really good show.
I like how initially Virgil doesn't assume the dad is racist. He's like, "Oh, he just had a bad day." And it's like, "No,
Oh,
no.
he just had a bad day. Yeah, he did when he came home.
Now he has to go count the silverware."
Exactly. Son of a bitch. All right, so
Yeah, Moogle has admitted to me once or twice that Moogle's favorite sport is basketball, of course, and he's admitted that his dad isn't a big fan of basketball, and he said, "Well, it's because most of the players are, you know,
that's just based. Let's see here. Solar canopy support arms. I know what those look like, so I'm just trying to find the one that's okay. You're already on it. But what about the lower platform panel? Where the fuck?
uh,
Oh, I see. I see where it is. I have to be on the other side then, right? Incorrect. Then I don't know. It has to be like almost perfect. I don't see enter mark. These are the only options. Where I'm
lower."
standing, Joker, it's up here, the lower.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay, you got it. Well
okay, I
done.
got it. Yeah, I was all like, the whatever dirt is left is tiny because they look like they've already been finished.
Yeah. All right. So that's the new maps for Power Wash. Pretty good overall. I'm not a big fan of these bonus maps overall. I wish they would add them to the campaign, but whatever. Pretty good.
It seems when I was looking through the update, the reason that well, the bigness of the update is they did have this new content, which was nice and everything. However, the most important thing and why it says new when you look at the career is because they added more lore for the earlier missions.
Oh. I mean, we've already done all the missions twice. I don't really want to do them again, honestly.
Correct, and yeah, that's all that would happen. Is it as you go to do the missions, more stuff would pop up.
All right, well, that was it for the Power Wash DLC. So, pretty soon here, I'll probably be hopping off stream for a little bit. I'll take care of some stuff offline, and I might come back and do some Elden Ring in a little bit here. And yeah, that'll basically be the plan for tonight. So, thanks for hanging out, everybody. See you guys soon.
Yeah.